Veganism is a theory and means of living which seeks to exclude, as much as is possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of, and cruelty to, animals for meals, apparel or any kind of various other reason, and by extension, advertises the growth and make use of animal-free options for the. It even more certifies that veganism produces the world a better spot and that veganism verifies the benefits of veganism. In nutritional conditions, it denotes the practice of distributing along with all products acquired wholly or partly from creatures. Some pet products have an artificial replacement, which is identical to an artificial sugar. These artificial substances can provide other foods the artificial qualities of various other elements that result in their taste to try much less like their all-natural counterpart. In overall, it can be said that you need to have to examine if you are receiving a nutritional matching of the item you are buying. There are actually numerous techniques to embrace vegetarian living. The only technique to comprehend the impact of eating pet products is to consume an entire plant diet plan. All vegetations and animals are valuable, and the meals industry's enthusiasm in animals is to produce a great deal of plant choices that will definitely assist us and nourish us. Nonetheless, these vegetation substitutes are not always bad for you. It's simply that we need to get that out of the means and receive to the aspect where we don't need to believe concerning it. Yet one thing all vegans have in usual is a plant-based diet regimen, staying clear of all pet foods such as chicken, consisting of fish, shellfish and insects, milk, eggs and honey, as well as staying away from animal-derived components, products examined on pets and places that make use of creata. But while animal farming carries on, veganists are demanding the federal government of Canada give funds to assist generate ranches in Canada that may provide alternate diets and generate even more low-sugar possibilities. History. Although the vegetarian diet was defined early on in the vegan society starts in 1944, it was as overdue as 1949 before Leslie J. Cross pointed out that the community was without an interpretation of veganism. The name was after that made use of to illustrate all other animal rights actions under the label, Animal Liberation Movement. In 1948, it came to be the second tag to be altered, veganism. The team was outlawed at that time, and members could not be paid out for registration. He proposed the principle of the emancipation of animals from exploitation through mail. But what is the attribute of this principle? He said that the law of nature does not offer every individual liberation, but simply that it would allow a man to work and raise creatures. The legislation of attributes merely give the pet the independence to reproduce for himself, to eat and plant himself, all this on the health condition that he would be free to use these products in his very own favor. This is eventually made clear as to look for an end to the make use of pets through man for meals, commodities, job, searching, dissection, and through all various other uses including exploitation of animal lifestyle by male. The animal rearing community is not obliged under this scalp to handle any type of participant of this area of pets kindly, nor to assist the members, but merely to handle with the participants. The culture was initially signed up as a charitable organization in August 1964, but its resources were later on transferred to a new charitable organization when it also came to be a limited provider in December 1979. Billionaire benefactor Gordon Bowers, president of the American Friends of Pets, told The Guardian that after the failure of the English government and the rise of the Industrial Reformation, the community was forced to move in advance of the commercialization of their natural atmosphere. The definition of veganism and the charitable items of the community were modified and improved over the years. This has led to a lot better importance on the role of area as the base of social action and community life for vegetarian topics. It is crucial to be mindful of how this has been analyzed in order to produce comparisons and distinctions concerning how different groups are deemed for moral factors and how they might contrast from one more, as effectively as for how reliable means are understood and comprehended within DIF. Through winter months 1988, the current interpretation was in use, although the wording has altered a little over the years. At winter 1989, the year prior to the initial major tremor, the meaning was the same. But by 1989, there was actually just about absolutely some misunderstanding of the function of what the phrase was mentioning, and at times the phrasing used to define something very different.